All right. Just conversation with three people. That's all we're doing. It's all good. Ready? Three, two, one. Hey, good morning and welcome back to Gaffney's Corner, episode 3. I died and went to heaven today when I get to talk to 6 kids here at Torrington High School. Got a couple of basketball stars with me today. DJ Williams to my right and Isaac Fenn to my left. And I apologize for most of the year having it as Finn. I have corrected it as Fenn. I'm spelling it correctly. But the Raiders are in action tonight as they're taking on rival Naugatuck at 6 o'clock in the Connie Donahue Gymnasium in a play-in game for the NBLs. NBL's changed a little bit this year where it's not just the top 8, it's anybody who made the state tournament who will be in. And you guys are 2 of my favorite human beings to watch on the court because Isaac, you have become such a force inside. DJ, you just bring instant energy all over the court and the rest of it. We're going to talk about that touchdown. Can't forget it. One of my favorite highlights forever and how you watch film. It was pretty psych on that. But, Isaac, Naugatuck played him twice already, beat him twice, overtime the first time down there, a little bit easier up here. How hard is it to beat a team a third time?
I'm really happy we're playing Naugatuck. It was between them and Woodland, but it's always nice to play your rivals, especially a third time.
Right.
So, we can't go into the game thinking, we've already beat them twice, we'll beat them a third time.
Right.
They're still a very good team.
0-0, boom,
yeah.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
What do they bring both times that you have to worry about?
They have one player. They have two really good players, Jalen Francis and Caden Moore. The first game, really, Caden Moore, he killed us on the inside on the offensive glass. He had like 18 rebounds or something.
Okay.
But I think the second time around, we played him a lot better at home, and so I think their biggest thing is keeping him as low as possible and keep him off the glass.
And your inside game, you're working a lot. You work a lot with Gary Robinson on your inside game because not a bad influence to have there. One of the best Raiders, and then at Western Connecticut. How has he helped you inside with your inside game?
Yeah, Coach Rob, he definitely, we go over practice every day. We go over post moves because it's not always easy. First you get the ball in the post. Now it's what do you do? And he's obviously, he was a really good big man, so he helps me have multiple moves instead of just one.
Okay.
We go over them and practice a lot, and that was a big help.
And part of it is positioning for you, right?
Yeah.
You got to make sure that you got your guy where you need to have him, and you know where you are to the basket because your back is to the basket when you get it most times. So that's got to be pretty important because for the last couple of months, you've been racking up the stat sheet, getting on the offensive glass, and the rest of it. DJ, you at the point guard position. Go back last year where you had a marvelous year with Jordan Harvey. You and Jordan made it great. Back you and Luca White this year, are tremendous. What do you like to bring to a game when you get out there on the court?
So the first thing I love to bring is energy. A lot of people think it's all about the points. It's not all about the points. It's all about how you feed off yourself and how good you play. It's I'm a little stuck here.
Almost like attitude, right?
Attitude. It starts from the locker room until you get onto the court. You have to be prepared to play, and you have to show energy because if you don't show that energy on the court, you will not win.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if you are not talking on the court, if you and your teammates are not on the same page, you guys are not going to win, and that's something we had to learn this year.
Okay, and you guys are both seniors. You had your senior night the other night, and I think that's always an interesting night because it's emotional. DJ, you had a great contingency come out for you. Isaac, you too. Everybody's out there. It's emotional. It's not your last home game, but it's senior night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coaches normally tell me they hate senior night because of the fact that it's a different routine, right? You don't just go out there and warm up. You got to stop. But it's very important, I think, also to have at the same time. So tonight for you, DJ, what's going to be the key for you?
The key for me today is just to play defense really well on their guard. Their guard is the only one that can beat us for real. So as long as I play defense, I think we'll take the win tonight.
Okay, there you go. Now, one of the things I've seen in a couple of games is that one of your big weapons is Will Parkhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It appears as if, and like anybody else does, when you're looking to take away the kid from Naughty, they're always looking to take away Will.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other night against Holy Cross, they had one kid I think that was living in his shoes. That's kind of what you have to do with that kid tonight. You have to be his best friend and his mortal enemy all at the same time, right? Isaac, what do you guys have to do to help Will get free more?
That's actually a big thing we've been talking about this year. We've been coming up with a couple plays to get him open because obviously he's a great shooter. but we got to get him the ball and get him a good shot first. So not only have we been trying to get him plays, but we also have to work the other 4 guys on the floor. Will can't be our only scorer.
Yep.
So when he's getting face guarded like he was last night, then it's our opportunity. We have to show up.
Okay.
Which I think we've been doing better lately.
Yeah, and the trick is probably screens, right?
Yeah, sure.
Even a screen or a double screen or the rest of it just to get him free, because I'm sure tonight that's like you're counting on one kid. I'm sure they're counting on that. Plus, at the same time, I'm sure that big kid inside. Now, this young man that you play against inside. Okay, so you guys have known each other for a bit, right? So it's got to be.
Against him last year too.
Okay, so it's got to be, it's mano a mano, right? You know what I mean? I know what you're going to do. You know what I'm going to do. It's just going to be who ends up executing it the best.
Yep.
Okay. Energy, like DJ was talking about, you have to have that from the very beginning. I heard Coach the other night at one point was worried about body language, right? Because how you feel out there on the court kind of goes over to the other team as far as how you're doing and stuff. How do you try to keep that body language up? Because basketball is a lot about failure too. Even if you're a great shooter, you miss every other shot, right?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely hard to keep body language up, especially like there was one point last night we cut it to 3, and then we had 2 turnovers in a row. They both had fast layups, so 3 turns into 7 real quick.
Right.
And then it's the way you respond to that. That's what the biggest thing about body language. You can't get down because it's next play.
Pretty good crowd the other night, for senior night, and even though the Connie Donahue is just like half of the stands right now, and the rest of it, that's got to be a sweet place to play in when it's rocking.
Amazing place.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm really glad that we're keeping it. Just going to take it apart, put it back together again for future, generations. Isaac, did you golf or did you golf last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny when I have the Litchfield County Sports Banquet. Sometimes I'm in so much chaos I forget who is all there. But I looked up, I'm like, I already know Isaac. He was at the banquet last year. This is the 10th annual banquet coming up this year. So maybe I'll see you guys there. I'm always hoping where we celebrate the excellence of what's cooking. Are you golfing again this year?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Coach McKenna be sitting out there on a rock somewhere yelling at you. It'd be all good, right?
Yeah.
What do you like about golf?
Golf is a lot different than basketball. It's more of an individual sport than it's a team sport. But really, I did golf. Last year was the first year I played golf for the school, but I played golf growing up all the time, and it's really I think it's more of like a hobby than really a sport. Like it obviously is like physically and it's more mentally challenging, so it definitely is a sport. But I like doing it like fun. I don't think of it the same way as I think of basketball.
Okay. It's more of a mental game to some extent, isn't it? Right?
Definitely.
You against that little white ball.
Yeah.
Which could be very annoying.
You're playing against yourself. You're not playing against anyone else.
It's muscle memory. It's I'm 8 feet from the hole. What can happen? What can happen wrong and stuff. So I look forward to seeing you out there. WCA. 15 seconds left to go. 4th quarter. Out on the Robert H. Frost. The play before, we're going to football this year, DJ. The play before, quarterback for WCA, very talented. He rolls out, throws a pass, touchdown, illegal man downfield, right? So take me back to that game where, I think you guys were up 18-0 at the half. They came back. It was 18-16. Looked for all intents and purposes like, wow, they're going. And you have no time to do anything. And you said something to me that I know made your coach very happy. That next play, what did you see and what did you know?
Okay, so a little like a funny story. So before the play even happened, Michael Owl goes to me, "Do you have that in you?" I go and look at him. Of course I do. So I'm like, of course I do. So even though I'm trying to be confident, be positive, and I noticed like there's this one play that they haven't did in a while because I looked off the film and they got a touchdown off of it their last game. So I'm like, I might have to. This play might come. So I see him like run inside a little bit and try to fake it. So I just read it and I get it, and I was just proud of myself. It really wasn't much to say.
Yeah, because he rolls out, and your receiver is kind of faking like he's going deep, and then it comes back right to the goal line, right? And then you see the pass come, you make the pick, and it was hysteria after that. I just absolutely loved it. And you had mentioned to me, I think I had you with, I forget who you were with, but it was, I saw it on film, right? Because people say sometimes film doesn't help, but sometimes it does.
Film definitely helps a lot.
Because if a team is running